Welcome to the Mental Edge Minute. This is your host, Jason Thompson, certified mental performance coach and founder of The Mental Edge. Today is episode 45. Feel like you're stuck and not improving? Try this. Albert Einstein said, quote, "There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle." End of quote. As humans, our brains are wired to see the negative much easier than the positive. Thus, we must work intentionally if we want to change this. This is true of how we practice and train as well, and how we interpret how those practices and training sessions go. It's easy for us to point out all the bad things we did that day, but it's much harder to list the things we did well. Here's an idea I received from one of the Division I athletes I work with. After practice or training session, write down 17 to 20 things, yes, at least 17, you did well that day, and no more than 3 things you didn't do well. Now, at first, it may seem hard to think of 17 things you did well because you're not used to bragging on yourself. However, notice how it's easier and easier to find the positives with each passing day. This is because you're literally rewiring your brain. This doesn't mean we don't want to look forward and see the things we did poorly. Most of us see those and recognize those things quite naturally, though. Rather, when we are able to recognize the small wins that we make every day, we are more likely to stay encouraged and motivated and less likely to want to give up when we don't get the results we want as quickly as we want. So for the next week, journal after every practice or training session, 17 to 20 things you did well, and no more than 3 things you didn't do well. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a teammate. Also, hit the subscribe button on YouTube or wherever you are listening to this episode. Until next time, this is Jason Thompson with The Mental Edge.